Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development 1111 .NET Framework with Web Databases class, I've been going through a series of 12 different articles from DotNetOdyessy that are called ASP.NET MVC5 Free Course. So far, I have gone through Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4, Chapter 5, and Chapter 6. I am just about through with Chapter 7, which is on CSS and Twitter Bootstrap. Alright, I'm up to forms. And this will be a very simplistic little form that we'll create using Twitter Bootstrap. As I've been doing, when I get done with each one of these sections, I'm commenting said section out. Well, that was interesting. So, that should be a dash. There we go. So, notice we're saying we're adding a horizontal class, and also notice that everything we're putting in here is going to be part of a form group. Alright, spreading this out a little bit so you can see exactly what's going on. So again, we're just building a very simplistic form. You notice the use of divs, and you notice that we are sizing these so they, we have control, total control over how many columns they take up, etc. So let's finish this up. It'll end our form. And you see, literally, it took me a matter of seconds to create that. And what you see on here is there's our form. All right, not sure why the button sign in doesn't look like a button, but it doesn't. Huh. Oh, it's a ghost button. In other words, when we take our mouse and put it over it, okay, there you go. You can see it. Speaking of buttons, I believe that's what we'll talk about in just a moment here. And Bootstrap has the availability or the ability, whatever you want to say, to work a lot with buttons. And as it says, you can apply different styling to buttons. Notice the default is a ghost type of look. Primary, which is a medium blue. Success, which is green. Information, which is a powder blue. Warning, which is orange. And danger, which is red. So if I grab all those, put them out there, and add that to what I'm working on here, literally all I'm going to do here is just move these over. All right. And we run those, and you'll see exactly what I just mentioned to you. There's sizing. By default, it's going to take up pretty much what you put in there. The width of the button will be whatever the text is, but you can change that as well using CSS. You can add padding, etc. The kind of stuff basically that you'd expect to be able to do. All right. And then finally, navigation bar. Bootstrap provides several styling options for nav bars. In here you have basically where it's, where you can find that information. And let's put this in. Since it is a nav bar, let's put it in at the top where typically it would go anyway. All right, so we will get rid of those buttons that we have in here. All right, and then at our very top, right after we've got this, in fact, let's put it even above that. Let's put it right there. So what do we have? Got a class. And now we're putting in our nav bar. Notice we're saying it's the default type. It should be fixed and it should be at the top, meaning that it should not leave the screen. All right, so we're giving it, as you can see, a class of container fluid. We want it to stretch. Nav bar header. We got a button in there. The SR only is screen reader only, so we're even setting it up so that people who are not able to, people who are vision deficient, let's say, will be able to use this as well. And I guess I should have moved these over one. There we go. All right. Again, not even necessary that you pretty it up like this. I'm just doing it. I think it makes it much easier to read. All right, so there's our setup. Again, took me a matter maybe of a minute or two. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see why we had that brand. Because that's the same doggone thing that I had earlier. So let's see. Sample, etc. Okay. Header, button. Usually when something goes to a different color, you know that it's goofed up. But that's not these right here. I'm not sure what the problem is. Brand. Don't know. Doesn't like something in here. Let's get rid of that. But that's not going. I can guarantee you that that's not going to fix this. So something is goofed up here. All right. But guess what? When we have reached the end of this lesson, and in the next lesson, we're going to basically start to rebuild the application, our micro IMDb v2. And as it says, we'll discuss various components. Then we'll go in and do some modeling and allow for CRUD. That'll be create and read there. This will be update and delete, and we'll do some validation. So we've got about 5 lessons left. All right. And we'll start on those in just a minute.